I will be certainly listening.
Okay.
And you enjoy that sweater. And let me
Absolutely.
know if you need something.
Okay.
All right, see you.
Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Happy hump day. Happy Wednesday. Woohoo. What have you done this month? Right? It is over. February. Over. Thank you, thank you, thank you for listening to the Ask Zena radio show. Wow, another day. How grateful I am. I was just telling Keith, I haven't been sleeping well. Been waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and we came to the agreement that 3 o'clock is an amazing time where your spirit and you receive these messages, right? So that's what's been happening for me. So I'm really tired. He wanted to take a picture of me to put it out on social media, and today would not be a good day to do that. Not at all. Got my hat on, got my big sweatshirt on. It's just not one of those days for me to be on any social media with a picture, right? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for tuning in to the Ask Zena radio show. Wow, we've got some stuff to talk about. I'm going to take you a little deep today, all right? But before I do that, I want to share some good stuff with you. It's all good stuff, right? It's all good stuff on the Good News radio station. All of it. But we have a contest going on. So, hey, check it out. The Good News radio station is having a contest giveaway. It's super duper easy. All you need to do is collect the secret words to complete the phrase. How do you do that? Make sure that you listen, go back and listen to Touchdown and Tangents, which aired on this past Thursday. Listen to the Chill Will radio show, which aired on Sunday. Hey, and you gotta check out Brunch with Beasties, which aired on Monday. You can find all of that on the goodnewsradiostation.com, or you can go to Instagram. But the first person that has the complete phrase, and they need to send it via DM or email the correct answer, wins a Good News crew neck sweater. And I think I just got one today. Yay! Dun da da da, dun da da da. So, thank you for listening to the Ask Cena radio show. And guess what? The secret word is people. 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 So you need to go back. You need to listen to those other shows, which are Touchdown and Tangents on Thursday, Chill Will on Sunday, and Brunch with Beasties on Monday. And they gave you all of the special words, the secret words. Ask Zena is just the final piece of that. So go back, listen to that. Good luck. And hey, follow us on Instagram and get more information for all of the things happening with the Good News radio station and my family here. And hey, Ask Zena is going to have some special things come up in the month of March. as well as I will be hosting a women's motivation empowerment event in April, but more of that to come. Yay! And I wanted to give a special shout out, since I'm doing all this before I get into my morning rant, right? To my cousin, Shy Byers, who started her own catering business. The girl can throw down. Like, so if you need soul food and you need it catered for like 10 to 200, she can do that. She's got her license. She cooks. Amazing. So check her out on Instagram, Byers underscore catering, and Byers is spelled BYERS underscore catering, and you can find her on Instagram. So, whew, I'm woosawing, right? I didn't touch my ears up, but I woosawed. You know, so much has been going on. Like, it seems like every day I'm hit with something, or I'm supporting someone, or I'm trying to uplift someone, or I'm just an anchor for someone. So I wanted to talk about some stuff today. And you may not be able to follow the dance, but it's a little bit of a cha-cha with some salsa. So that's just the way AskZena rolls. That's the way I speak. So if you're listening and you tune in, come dance with me. Come dance with me. So, yeah, it's Wednesday. The month is over, right? Already? One more day? So what do you have planned for March? I mean, come on. It's the third month in the year of 2019. We got to put some stuff in motion, people. If you want to achieve the dreams, if you want to have a life of your desire, if you want to have that abundant life, whether it's a hundredaire, millionaire, whatever heir, you know they got billionaires now. You need to stop wishing, hoping, and thinking, and you need to get moving. So if you don't know anything about the Ask Zena radio show, I am here to motivate, uplift, encourage, inspire, and help you live the best life possible. Through all of my teachings and wisdom and information, I am a sharer. I know that's not a word, but flow with me. It's the word I'm going to use today. I share, and I believe in sharing, because no need for me to hold all this stuff in. I mean, something might make sense for someone else, right? So let me tell you a little bit about myself if this is the first time you are listening in to the Ask Zena radio show. I am what am I? Well, one thing I know, I am the most seasoned person here at the Good News radio station, meaning I am the oldest. And I'm totally cool with age. Like, let me just tell you, for you millennials, when you think of it like old and you're like, oh my gosh, 30 is old, 40 is old, dang, 50 is really old. Let me just tell you, I am very transparent. So if that's one thing that you have to know about me, very transparent. Honey child, life didn't begin for me until I became 50. Like, everything, okay, everything got so much better. Like, my confidence, my flow, my energy, my thought process, everything got better. You can go wherever you want to go with that. But so, you millennials, you got a lot to look forward to. This is just, think about it like making a cake. You're just, each year, you're just adding a little bit of ingredients. But when you get to be 50, man, that cake is done and you're ready to dig in. You know exactly who you are, what you want, what you're all about. Now, Keith, that's not you, because you got an old soul and you'll find it before you're 50. But thank you for tuning in and listening to me. Yes, I am the most seasoned person here, not the most veteran, but the most seasoned. That's another way of saying I'm older than everybody else. But I have 25 years of corporate human resources, recruiting and consulting, and building business organizations experience. I have worked for every entertainment company in California, with the exception of Sony and Paramount. And uh, right now, I'm also working with a company where I'm building a broadcast network organization. And so that's what I do as a consultant. I'm also a spiritual and life coach, which I don't use that term, but just for you people who don't really understand my new title, that of course I've given to myself because I have to sow into myself, right? My new title is soul worker. Isn't that cool? I just like the way that just comes off. Soul worker. What does that mean, Zena? That means that if you need coaching, career, life coach, want to know your purpose, want to know your plan, want to understand your spiritual path, that I work with your soul to remind you who you are and what your capacity is. What is capacity? Capacity is all your gifts, talents, and abilities that you already have, that you may not recognize and that you are not using, or that you need to bring forth, right? So that's what I do. Enough about that. Yay. Now you know who I am. So, and I am here on the radio. I forgot one other thing. Yes, and I also have this radio show. So I'm like the Jamaican that has 18 jobs. So recruiter by day, life coach by night, grandmother by evening time. Yes, I'm a grandmother and very proud of it. What else do I do? I have the radio show, and I just started my web series called A Vow, Authentic Voices of Women. And it's a 10-week series where we are sharing and caring and loving on women who have suffered abuse and neglect. Now, I know they got that whole R. Kelly stuff going on. We're not talking about the act of abuse or neglect because that's pretty traumatic. What I want to talk about is how we internalize that. So how we allow the imprints of abuse, neglect, what people said to us, judgment, shame, blame, all of those, abandonment, depression, what we allow those things to then take hold onto our spirit, onto our soul, and then we try to navigate this thing called life, right? So it's every other week. It's bi-weekly. My next web series is coming up. Number 3 is coming up this coming Sunday at 6 o'clock. You can catch it on Facebook Live, on my social media pages, but you can also then see it on YouTube. And we do have a group on Facebook. No, some of you guys don't use Facebook, but it's called A Vow, AVOW. Anyway, enough of that. I feel like, okay, got all that stuff out. Let's talk. Today's topic that I really wanted to share with you, and I'm going to go into it pretty deep because it's so important. And it's simple once you get it, but it's pretty complex if you don't and you're not open and receptive. That's my thing, open and receptive. So this is the topic for today. What if life is conspiring to give you exactly what you need, desire, and require? What if, right? ... What if the bad things that happened to you were just part of the soil that you were being planted in to get to the place and space where you start to blossom and bloom, and your beauty and your radiance starts to shine forth, and amazing things start to happen. What if, right? So, hindsight is 2020, right? If I would have known, so let me go back. I'll tell you my what if story that actually has me here right in this very moment. So, as a corporate entertainment recruiter, I was doing really, really well, making a lot of money, having a pretty glamorous life, limousines and jazz events and resorts and big house and 2 cars and single parent and kids in private school. And then I was renting a house. I was renting a house from a family member. And then the .com, no, not the .com. Then 9/11 hit, right? And just crashed. Like a lot of things happened. And then we started to get into this sort of pre-recession thing for a couple of years. And no one needed a very expensive corporate consultant like me. I couldn't find a gig, right? And so when you're used to making multiple figures, and then you can't even find anything, lifestyles start to change and they start to look very different. So I'm going to walk you through this story because that was part of my what if. So what if I had to go through losing a job, couldn't find a job, getting evicted, moved out to Arizona, and I'm skipping some stuff in between, live in Arizona, take an extreme pay cut to live in Arizona, to work virtually, which meant I work from home, to spend 13, 14 years in Arizona, to raise my kids in Arizona, to then lose my house that I bought in Arizona and write and publish a Christian book, to then my younger son graduating high school, me starting to get my career back up and going, became a motivational speaker, became an inspirational speaker, to then move back to LA, to be sitting where I'm sitting right now, to be on the radio station. What if I didn't go with the flow and I wasn't obedient to that process and, had those knee scrapes and got knocked around and, got beaten up, but to be sitting right here, right now, sharing with you. And my life is amazing right now. I think it's better than it was before. I have amazing people in my life and keep drawing and attracting amazing people who are brilliant and super kind and feed into my spirit and I feed into their spirit. So an amazing tribe of people, both women and men. And so, but what if I became angry, bitter, and resentful because I couldn't find a job, I got depressed, then I wouldn't have been a good parent, which I thought I think I'm a good parent to both my boys, to then still be able to sow into them, and then move to Arizona, be angry and resentful and bitter about family members evicting me because I couldn't pay rent, having all of that resentment, to then going on in life and just being a resentful, negative Nelly type of person, to I would have veered off the course of which I'm on right now. I would have taken a detour and I wouldn't be sitting here, right now. So what if I didn't go with the flow and I resisted, right? And I resisted, and the contrast was my attitude, was my lack of willingness. What if I blamed being evicted on family members, like, they're horrible, how could you ever do this to me? So that's what if is about. What if is like, in every moment of the day, we have a choice, because we're always operating from a lesson or a blessing. And in every moment of the day, when things come to us or come at us, they're not supposed to come they're not supposed to take residency within us. And what I mean by that is, let's go back to the eviction. I mean, I could still be angry and bitter with those family members, right? But actually, years later, I sent a letter or an email or a phone call, and I said, how wonderful and grateful I am that you did what you did to sell your house, for me to be in Arizona, for me now to have this life, and now I can start to see my future. Now, that's some radical forgiveness stuff right there. But because I'm always open and receptive to my growth, I have to be, in a position to forgive, even when I feel like maybe I haven't done anything wrong. The problem is, what if becomes a problem when you start to attach yourself to the situations? When you start to take these situations personal, as if it's a personal attack against you, as if someone is doing something against you. So, in that aspect, what if becomes, a fight or flight situation, because you don't know how to respond to what if, because you think that it's a personal attack against you, when it really isn't. Because remember what I said? The universe is always working and co-conspiring, co-piloting your path and your journey. And it's just to take you to the next place in space. So, so I gave you that example, right? But what I didn't tell you is how I got to Arizona. So let me tell you how I got. I remember I told you in one of those episodes that I was going to talk about the angel at the gas station. So many years before I moved to Arizona, life was amazing. Like, I had a convertible, brand new car, and I was enjoying life. And I took a road trip with my aunt and my sister to Arizona. And I met someone, and we were going to a party or something like that. We were in Scottsdale, and I pulled over to get some gas. And I walked in to pay for the gas, and the person that I was with was going to pump the gas. Funny story. So I walked in, and, I don't know what age I was, but I thought that I was looking good. And I walked in, and this bodybuilder guy was like, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful, and look at those shoes. And he was just full of compliments. I'm like, thank you. Here's my $20 for my gas. And he was like, well, where are you? Is that your car? Can I walk you to your car? I'm like, no, I'm with someone. Did he take no for an answer? He walked out behind me, walked to my car, started trying to flirt with me. And the guy who was pumping my gas, which was my date at the time, I'm trying to be very respectful. I was like, I don't know him. I don't know him. So I was signaling to my aunt, can you go talk to him? Can you talk to him? And so she talked to him, and they talked. And then I've always had a personalized license plate, and it had something to do with Creoles or whatever. And he knew French or Haitian or something like that. And so we started talking, and I don't know, his card ended up in my car, his business card. And so never called him or anything like that. We never even corresponded with one another. I'd forgotten about him. And then months later, I found the card, and I called, and I was like, who are you? How do I know you? Your card was in my car. And so we had a long conversation, and he was willing to teach me Creole. And I thought, wow, that's awesome, because my family's Creole. And then we never had a conversation after that. Well, fast forward probably 3 years now. Only saw the man at the gas station once, had one conversation with him, never had another conversation with him again. Fast forward 3 years, my girlfriend and I are driving this same convertible out to Arizona. She wants to move to Arizona. I'm like, oh, I know this guy who has a business and blah, blah, blah. Let me see if this number's still the same. I call the number. And his name was Ed. I don't remember anything else about him. And I guess he locked me into his phone because he's like, Zena, how are you? Da, da, da. When am I going to see you? Oh my gosh. And so fast forward, we drive to Arizona. He gets us a hookup at a hotel, and I don't see him. And then we're driving around trying to find, my girlfriend and I spent the whole weekend in Arizona, and we're driving around trying to find a place for her to live. And then I call him on our way out. He then gives me a connection to a home rental, a 4-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom home rental in a gated community with a pool and all of this. And all of this was from what I call Ed, my angel at the gas station, that I had met years before, that had thrown his business card in my car. So I moved to Arizona, and let me just tell you, this is why I call this guy an angel. I moved to Arizona. I don't ever get in contact with him. I don't know why. My girlfriend and I go to a club in Scottsdale, and I'm walking in front of her to get my car from valet. And then this Ed guy is like, Zena, Zena, Zena. I didn't hear him. My friend heard him, and she stopped and she was like, do you know her? He was like, oh, yes, I know her and such and such. So when she told me that, I tried to call him the next day. The phone just rang and rang and rang. I never had any other contact with this person, ever. I mean, I tried to look for him to tell him thank you so very much, and I couldn't find him. The person he referred me to get the house, I couldn't find him. So what if, like, that day that I was at the gas station, I was rude and nasty to this person? I mean, the trajectory of my life would have been completely different, because clearly this person was meant to be in my life to at least have 4 or 5 encounters so that I could see him, for him to get me the house and so on and so forth. So what if our attitude and the way we interpret life coming at us actually veers us off the journey and the path? That's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about those things that happen to you, because here's where it gets really, really simple. So let's say something is happening in your life, right? I don't know, you're losing your job, you're having an issue with your kids, having a breakup or whatever. What if you stopped in that moment, rather than reacting, rather than, falling victim to the situation and circumstance, and you said, just this. What lesson do I need to learn in this moment? What lesson do I need to learn in this moment? Because you're a co-pilot on this path. God, spirit, universe, whatever you want to call it, is the main pilot, right? And so if you said to your pilot, and you're the co-pilot, what lesson do I need to learn here? It's going to be revealed to you. And then that way, whatever situation and circumstance is coming at you can move through you so that it doesn't take hold of you, knock you down, veer you off the path and your journey and where you need to go. So what if, right? What if you could look at things a little bit differently? What if you could stop in that moment and ask that question? Because I guarantee, they say this in the Bible, I don't know, that like our path was already created before our incarnation. Like the steps were already designed. All of this was already. What happens is we get off that path. And we get off that path because we have free will. And free will allows us to be curious and move and flow in other ways and be angry and develop all of those other emotions that attach us to situations. I mean, women, we get attached to if we have a breakup, right? So I'll give you, again, being very transparent, give you my experience. Met someone Met someone as soon as I got to Arizona. Much younger than I am, than I was. And, just didn't, it didn't seem right to be in a relationship with this person, but we became really good friends. And 14 years move forward, the person comes back in my life and we do have a relationship. And what if I still held on to the premise like, oh, this person is way too young for me. I shouldn't have gotten into this relationship. Now, 14 years had gone by. And this is what I said about, there's someone else who has already knows the direction. There's someone else who already knows that someone else, that entity, that energy is, God, the universe, spirit, God, whatever you want to call it, right? But this is already done. So what if I said no when this person came back into my life, that no, still you're too young, whatever. I would have missed out on the opportunity to have an amazing yet challenging relationship. And challenge is okay, but amazing yet challenging relationship. And to really find out what unconditional love was, still is, right? Doesn't mean that when you find unconditional love that like you have to be with that person. I really believe that that person was my soulmate. And so a soulmate is to help your soul usher in new experiences. We get this crap all wrong all the time where we're like, I want to meet my soulmate. I want him to come in, on a white horse and all of this stuff. But, okay, Keith. 15 years. 15 years. Anyway, but we get this soulmate stuff wrong because we think that this is the person that we're going to be with for the rest of our lives. A soulmate, a twin flame, whatever you want to call it, is someone that comes in to help you finish an experience with your soul to get to the next level. And that's exactly what this person did for me. So what if I then said when he came back into my life 14 years later that, nah, not doing that. Nope, not doing that, right? I wouldn't have learned unconditional love. And I mean unconditional love to where even the challenges don't even matter. Even the way the relationship broke up don't even matter. Because at the core, I now can find value in human beings as a result of that experience, as a result of that exchange. I know that that's way deep and we'll talk about that one day, but I think that if I didn't go with like, well, what if this person could turn out to be this? And I went with, what if he's still too young, whatever, I wouldn't have had that experience. So what I really want to get to is when situations come to you, they're coming to you to help grow you. Just don't let them take anchor into your spirit, into your soul, into your journey, into your path, right? We're here to grow through experiences, not to let situations like really take root in our being, in our spirit. Every person who betrays you is part of the plan. That's one of the quotes that I saw on social media. Every person who betrays you is part of your plan. What if you got anchored to the betrayal and didn't allow the experience to happen through you to get to the next part of your journey, right? So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. I want to share something else with you. It's a video, but I'm going to let you listen to it, obviously, because we're on radio. But what I'm trying to do is help you to understand not to get anchored to the bad breakup. If the dude did you wrong, bless him, because he's missing out. If you did someone wrong, ask for forgiveness within your own spirit. You don't have to go write a billboard and say, please forgive me. You can do that within your own spirit, within your own person. If he, just dissed you and doesn't want to have anything to do with you and doesn't call you anymore, and you had a relationship for a year and a half, you know what? It wasn't the dude. So don't get anchored to the experiences and the memories of the past. So many women, we become so emotionally attached to memories, right? I was coaching a woman who was with someone for over 10 years, and she became severely depressed to where she actually started to develop illnesses within her body, and had gone to many doctors and different people to talk about it. And finally, someone reached out and asked me to coach her. And when I did, in our first conversation, I can see that all of those illnesses, the vomiting illnesses, the issues with diarrhea and all of that stuff, that had to do with all the crap that she was taking in that relationship. But here's what happened. She was only holding on to the good memories. She wasn't holding on to the fact the dude didn't come home sometime. He would be gone for 3 months. He would talk to her. He neglected her. She only held on to the good memories. So when we started to dive in deep, this dude was not good for her. So all of that stuff that her body, so when we are not right and our bodies are not right, or our mind is not right, it's going to affect us mentally and spiritually first. When the universe or God can't get our attention with the mental and the spiritual, then comes the manifestation of the physical. And so illness is always rooted in some sort of fear, thought process, or something. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent, but you can see, I'm serious. I'm so passionate about people I want you guys to have a great life. Seriously, I don't want you to be anchored and attached to all of this. And you know what? Look, let me just be very, very transparent with you today. Very transparent. I went to the doctor the other day, and they said something. I'm waiting for the results the end of day today. And either way, I'm not anchored to the outcome. I'm not anchored to good or bad. I'm just living. How did I get to this place in space? Because I know who I am, and I know whose I am. So this kind of went a little spiritual, but I know where I come from. And I know that whatever the outcome is, it's going to be okay, because I'm going to live each day like I need to. But when I shared that with some friends, they were like, oh my gosh, are you worried? Are you concerned? No, I'm not giving it a second thought. I got things to do. Actually, what I said is I got shit to do. My day was really filled, but this is what I'm talking about, you guys. If you guys could get to the place that, what if what they found really had nothing to do with me? What if it was a technician that thought they saw something? What if it is something? What does that mean? What if? It just means I'm going to keep living. I'm just being very transparent with you guys. But, yeah, so I need you guys to get this, but I want you to listen to this, and then we're going to jump into this. So I hope that I was adding some value to you today. Thank you for tuning into the AskZena radio show. I am also going to mention that we are doing a contest giveaway. So I mentioned it in the beginning. I'm going to announce it again at the end. So hold on a second. You need to listen to this.
I'm afraid I haven't been alive enough. It should be written on every schoolroom blackboard. Life is a playground or nothing.
One day, I got to thinking how amazing my life would be right now if all my poor decisions from my yesterdays were replaced with the powerful, positive, and deliberate decisions. I started to think about the quote, yesterday you said you would start tomorrow. I got thinking about another quote that said, a year from now, you would wish you have started today. Think about it for a minute. What if, just hypothetically, what if every decision you made today was deliberate? What if every decision you made from this moment forward was one that took you in the direction of your dreams? Not sidewards, not backwards, but forward. Think how different and amazing your life would be in 10 years, 5 years, even 1 year or less if every action you took was powerful. Think about all the unconscious decisions you make every single day. Health, financial, even in relationships. Think about things like smoking or drinking. Little decisions we make like picking up a treat instead of being disciplined and making our health and body more important than a brief moment of satisfaction. Why do we both perceive limitations and at the same time remain in the ordinary? Most of us do it because we don't want to fall out of place. We don't want to be left out. And as stupid as that sounds, we tend to be that stupid. We as humans do not want to soar like an eagle, right? Because most of our friends are on the ground plodding around like headless turkeys. They won't fly, so we won't fly. We can't.
Yeah, you can find that video under What If Life Changing on YouTube. But what if the way that you decide or respond to life changes the course and path that God, that universe had for you? What if? I hope that your journey is rich and filled with all sorts of experiences. And challenges are only opportunities. They are only opportunities. So if you take anything away today, know you have the power, and challenges are only opportunities. So thank you so very much for tuning in to the Ask Zena show. Today, hump day. Thank you. Again, hey, check us out. Good News Radio Station is having a giveaway contest, and it's super, super easy. All you have to do is collect the secret words to complete the phrase. So make sure you go back and listen to Touchdown and Tangents with that actually aired this past Thursday, Chill Will Radio, which aired on Sunday, and Brunch with Beasties that aired on Monday. The first person to complete the phrase and send it via DM or email will win a crew neck, Good News crew neck sweatshirt, right? They're very comfy too and very thick. Good quality. So guess what? I am the last word of that phrase. And the word today is people. 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 Go back, go listen to those shows. Good luck. Follow us on Instagram. Check it out. Be the first one to complete the phrase after you listen to all of those shows. Hey, check out my Good News family and listen to what we've got going on. Thank you so very much for tuning in. I am so grateful to be part of this radio station and be part of this experience. Have a wonderful day and keep doing you, right? Ask Zena is out.